Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efene, the great Malabite.
Good morning.
Who has a new title.
No.
That new title, I will disclose it one day.
There's no new title. Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai, without hair.
You know you can trust me. Tell me. I'm not telling you. Tell me.
Ruben is trying to cook something that is not palatable. Now let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story. Tinubu roars back, says he's fit and ready to serve. APC, PCC, that's Presidential Campaign Council, holds inaugural meeting this week. Yes, this story has been buzzing online and, of course, elsewhere. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in that, in that video where he's seen doing some exercise on exercise bank. That's how it's been described. And, this day reporting it roars back 7-second exercise on that device. I will pardon the editor of this day if he used the word roars back, because after all, one of the titles not often referred to of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there are several titles. The Asiwaju of Lagos, the Jagaban of Bogun, is also known as the Lion of Bodilon. Yeah, so if somebody says he roars back, I will understand the origin of that description, really. But 7-second to prove that you are fit and healthy. Yes, this is the season. The health of those who are aspiring to rule us. Of course, this against the backdrop of speculations that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is receiving medical attention in the UK, and others even going morbid by their own speculation. But he's saying that he's fit and ready to serve. I wish that statement was made when he's returned to Nigeria. How soon he will return, and what exactly is he doing in the UK? I think there should be some official statement to that effect. Ruben, I don't know whether you've heard any of his actual mission in the UK, or is it not UK is carrying out that exercise? I think there should be an official statement, because
Mr. Bayo Ononuga issued a statement.
Yes.
There was a gentleman who also appeared on Prime Time,
yes,
on Arise News, who said that the man has been active and he's been working diligently.
Active and working, does that say anything really?
Well, but the speculation also is that he's likely to return tomorrow.
Okay.
For the inauguration of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, as reported by This Day.
Yeah,
morning.
No, This Day said this week, but...
Well, no, I thought
this week,
in the concluding paragraph,
okay,
the paper mentioned Tuesday.
No, so we all look forward to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu returning and kicking off the campaign of his campaign. That is the APC Campaign Council being formally inaugurated. But so much for the health of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other presidential candidates. Maybe one day we have to amend our constitution that presidential candidates, those who aspire to become president, should bring a bill of health from their medical or from a recognized medical institution. Maybe
the constitution already says you have to be healthy, you have to be fit,
but you have to
proper person.
But if you just claim, I'm fit, I'm ready, I dey kampe, Umaru, are you sick? I'm not sick. Is that what the constitution is talking about? So there has to be some way of scientifically determining whether you are fit.
Well, the same constitution says if you are incapacitated, then you get replaced.
Yes, but you are not incapacitated. Well, we all do fall sick sometime. So to be ill is not a big deal, really. But I think at the level of somebody, a president or somebody wants to be a president, there should be some openness. And Ruben, you alluded to that when you talked about how your principal gave you instruction. Go and inform Nigerians that, look, I'm in the hospital. I hope people will learn from that. Now, the other story on front page of this, for the first time, Buhari excludes ex-Senate President Saraki from national honors. Nominates Abakari and Nahoro for posthumous awards. Lawan, Bajabiamila, CJN, Service Chiefs, Okonjo Iweala, Amina Mohammed, these days staff, music stars among 435 others. Ruben, you are saying the number is unwieldy. Well, this president has not been forthcoming when it comes to giving awards. Perhaps he wants to clear the backlog before he leaves office. But are these persons deserving? I think that's what we should be looking at, not necessarily the number. And of course, as far as I can scan through that list, many are deserving of the honors. Now, we'll go to the Guardian newspaper. 3 trillion naira stranded overtime cargoes rot at Lagos on airports. Nigerian Customs Service yet to auction over 8,000 containers after 3 years. Scraps occupy 25% of port spaces. Customs, we are waiting government gazette to auction cargoes, deploy scanners. Hoodlums take over ports, frustrate legitimate businesses. Government warehouses, facilities run out of capacity. Nigeria losing imported cargoes to Lome. Of course, the Guardian newspaper is highlighting that over 8,000 stranded overtime cargoes valued at about 3 trillion naira are currently littering the country's 3 major ports, talking about the Tinkan port, the Apapa port, and the Onne port. And this is not a good commentary for a country that is trying to get more businesses. Little wonder, many Nigerian importers still prefer to go to Lome and Cotonou ports, clear their goods, and even pay duties into Nigeria, yet they still get it cheaper than clearing it through the Nigerian port. You can understand why. And importers and consignees are doing this. Now, the Business Day newspaper, no, the Daily Independent newspaper first, the Daily Independent newspaper, yes. Businesses, households panic as new interest rates regime begins. Analysts see restrained spending, investment, stock market valuations. Then also on the front page of the Daily Independent newspaper, federal government accuses ASU of disobeying court order to reopen universities. Insists IPPIS, UTAS, UPPPS failed credibility test. Now, is ASU breaking the law, Ruben, by not going back to the classes? Because the industrial court says they should go back to the classrooms. But opening the universities, not ASU who should be opening the universities. The federal government should ask the vice chancellor to do so, and they retrieved the letter sometime last week. So where are we? What is the essence of that ruling of the industrial court if the strike is still on and ASU has not responded or obeyed that instruction? However, we also ask, what has the federal government done to meet ASU somewhere down the line so that these issues can be resolved? Because the ruling did not say negotiations should stop. The ruling said federal government should go and negotiate, reach an agreement with ASU, but ASU return to the classroom. But as we speak, that has not been done. Now, the Punch newspaper agreed PDP crisis, aggrieved governors meet in Enugu, plot Ayu's removal. Wike, Makinde, autumn. Others review Atiku's condition. Ayu cannot resign until next year. Senator insists PDP, not Ayu paid NWC members housing allowance. While the Nation newspaper reporting that story, PDP Board of Trustees may ask Ayu to resign. Of course, the foreign newspapers, the newspapers in the UK, of course, reporting about Financial Times of UK could attempt to defy mounting Tory rebellion with defense of tax cuts. Of course, Liz Truss already made a U-turn on that tax cut. What does that do for her image and her position going forward as Prime Minister? Any credit to her position? Ruben Rufai, short time. Yeah.
Well, first, quickly, I understand we have just about a minute to go. So let's start with the National Honours List. And yeah, I still stand by my point about heroism. Before this 437 list, the president gave awards to Tobi Amusan, to all the people who distinguished themselves as a Brume at the Commonwealth Games, at the World Athletics Championships. I mean, that was really nice. They even got some money to go with it. You know, what we're saying about the National Honours List is it should be a list for persons who have distinguished themselves, whose contributions you can point out. We used the word earlier about heroism. The Imam from Bakin Ladi, you know, who helped to rescue so many Christians, his name is on the list. Nobody will argue with that. There is a man called Mukhtar, you know, who also tried to resist bandits, whose name is there, you know. So, I mean, nobody will argue with that. But the National Honours List should not become a chieftaincy list for nephews and for messengers. You know, this is just the point that we're making. And I think that point, not many people would want to argue with that. But it's okay. Well, okay, if you get a national honor, what does it really do? You get a certificate, you get a medal, and you know, you can't take it to the bank. What it means is that, okay, maybe if you're at the airport, you get an opportunity to sit at the VIP lounge. You know, it's nothing more than that. But it's good for people
people crave for it.
To be recognized, you know, by their country. As for ASU and the federal government, the position of ASU is that immediately the National Industrial Court gave that ruling, they went on appeal to ask for a stay of execution. And Femi Falana, SAN, the lawyer to ASU, counsel to ASU, also said they had already immediately filed an appeal. Well, the question is, has that stay of execution, has it been granted? The Minister of Labour is saying ASU is lawless and all of that. ASU should respect the rule of law. Yes, everybody must respect the rule of law. Otherwise, it amounts to contempt.
Yes.
But the same federal government that is saying ASU should respect the rule of law, is the federal government as respecting court orders? The federal government is the number one disobedient, entity, disrespecting.
But that does not make it right.
Rulings of the court, and also the rulings of the West African Court and every other court of competent jurisdiction. So there is a dilemma in that regard. But yes, I agree with you. Contempt, either in the face of the court or extrajudicial, is a serious matter. But we should check what is the state of that appeal that has been filed by ASU.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. We need to go.
Thank you, Emmanuel Efeni.